Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Outs here is Friday. It's All-Star Friday night. Woo! NBA All-Star 2026, Los Angeles. This weekend started last night with some weird crossover event where, for some reason, podcasters and gamers were playing Jared McCain in basketball. I don't know why they made that man play in it. You're an NBA player, but you're going to play with a bunch of other people like that. Okay, whatever. Well, I'm freaking out because this is the most Raptor All-Star Weekend in the history of the Toronto Raptors franchise history. We have the most representation, present and past, this weekend. And what I want to do to start the stream off is to go over each event this weekend so you guys all know exactly what to watch for, when to watch for, who to watch for on each of the events for the All-Star Weekend. So we're going to do that. We also have a 9:05 game to react to from last night. Unfortunately, they lost again. But it's the Raptor Freak stream, and we're going to do what we do. Classic card, Instagram stories, all the fun stuff we do on the Raptor Freak channel every single day. So I've looked at the ref report for today because I want to know who's refereeing this celebrity game with Glorilla. And all they have on it is that John Conley is going to be manning the replay center. So that's going to be such a weird assignment. This is all right, John. Go to the replay center in Secaucus. We'll all be in LA, and you have to watch the celebrities and call the replays just in case. That's got to be so weird, man. Of course, he's been doing it for the Rising Stars Challenge will be tonight also, guys. So, yeah, the first night of NBA All-Star Weekend, really the first night. Yesterday doesn't really count. We'll have at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, the Ruffles NBA All-Star Celebrity Game. It'll be on ESPN in the States, and it's at the Kia Forum. And, of course, our star in that event is Glorilla. And there's more footage of Glorilla getting practice in. And honestly, there's a clip where she makes a bank shot. Now, it's not the most classic great jump shot style, but she made it. And she also said in an interview this week with Kayla Gray during the game the other night that she actually played like in school. She actually was on the basketball team in grade school. So she has some chops. She has some ability. I mean, this is the celebrity game. And in some ways, she's gonna get her spots because it's not like they're coming up there on them like NBA defenses will. Some of the other subplots for the celebrity game. Well, we have more Raptors content in the celebrity game than just Glorilla. Let's talk about the past and former Toronto Raptor and NBA champion 2019 Jeremy Lin is playing in this celebrity game. Yeah, as a former player, he will be playing in this game. And also, our Canadian content goes up even further. That the great Canadian actor Simu Liu will be playing in the celebrity game also. So we have three representatives in a way from Canada in the All-Star Celebrity Game tonight with Glorilla, Jeremy Lin, and Simu Liu. Another great storyline to watch out for in this Ruffles Celebrity Game, besides all the fun spots on the floor where they may shoot a 5-point shot or something like that, is the brewing weirdness between Giannis and Shams. Yeah, they are on the same team. Giannis is the coach of Shams. And he should be mad at him for 10 years of crazy ass reporting on him and his life and trade rumors that, there should be something funny that happens between Shams and Giannis. Notice I'm saying his name wrong because that's on purpose because he is a sham. So Shams versus Giannis, another little fun storyline for the Friday night event tonight. So yeah, between Glorilla, our guys Simi and Jeremy, the friendship that they have. Of course, they've been playing in celebrity games for a couple years now. Jeremy Lin's celebrity game that he has annually here in Toronto in the summer for the Asian community. And yeah, it's just good stuff. So there's a lot of fun stuff to watch for in the celebrity game. The celebrity game's stupid in a lot of ways, but sometimes the celebrity game is one of the best events at the All-Star Weekend, especially when All-Star Saturday sucks so bad. So sometimes I find that Friday night is the most entertaining All-Star night of the weekend. The celebrity game's goofy. It's gonna be dumb. In some ways, it reminds me of what MTV used to be. I miss MTV. MTV used to have rock and jock baseball games and basketball games on their channels sometimes, and they were awesome. They were the best celebrity games. The Rock and Jock series on MTV. But either way, yeah, 7 o'clock. Ruffles celebrity game, Glorilla. Let's go. Brandon's probably going to be there sitting at courtside too for that game. So we got to watch out for our all-star Brandon Ingram sitting at courtside, rooting on his lady. A little bit of flip roles right there between what she's normally doing, sitting at courtside at Scotiabank Arena. Well, Brandon's going to come down there and root for her tonight, which is fun. All right, at 9 o'clock, they will have the Rising Stars Challenge. And the first game event will be Team Mello versus Team Austin. And this is the one where our guys are playing. Of course, Colin Murray-Boyles has been assigned to Team Carmelo, and he is going to be wearing a jersey that looks like the Thunder's jersey, which is kind of annoying. I was looking at the colors of the jerseys before and kind of trying to visualize. And, well, he's going to be wearing a Thunder-looking jersey for Team Carmelo, and they have to play in the first game. And they'll be playing the G League All-Star team that's being coached by Austin Rivers. And that is the team, of course, that Elijah Martin will be on. So the first game of the Rising Stars Challenge tonight will be Colin Murray-Boyles versus Elijah Martin at 9 p.m. So tune in for that. That's obviously Raptors content with two guys that are currently on our roster going head-to-head on their respective teams. I don't know what to say about who will win this game. Colin's team is interesting. I like Colin's team. I'm rooting for Team Carmelo because in some ways I don't see our guy Elijah in the G League team having much of a chance. But who knows? Maybe they can go above and beyond and do something. I mean, either way, it'll be fun. The second game, of course, has Raptors content in it because of the coaches. Two former Raptors will be coaching the other two Rising Stars teams, and that game supposedly will start around 9:55. How long are these games? They're going to play from 9 to 9:55 on the first game, and then they're going to have to wait an hour to play in the third game? That's crazy. But Team Vince Carter versus Team Tracy McGrady will be the second game. And, yeah, in some ways, it's just coaches that have the connection to our team in this one. Also, I should have noted on Team Austin in the G League team, Ron Harper Jr., former undrafted player for the Raptors, will be playing on that team also. So there's even more extended former Raptor content with RHJ suiting up with Elijah on his team. Yeah, Team Vince versus Team Mac, but they are former Raptors and they are icons of our franchise. So in some ways, we'll take it. That Raptors content with those guys. So they'll have the final match between the winners of the two Rising Stars earlier games at 10:30 tonight. That game will start the championship game. So it's crazy. They're going to make the team that wins the first game sit for an hour and get cold and then come back. And the other, that's the big thing about these dumb tournaments on the All-Star Weekend, Adam Silver, is you're inherently building advantage for the team that doesn't have to take a break. Whatever team has to take a break from the first round to the later round, they are at a disadvantage playing against the team that has gotten to play the second round and go right into the final round. So I'll just say that. So you're already gaming it to give an advantage to Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady's teams. Whoever wins their matchup will have the better chance to win the finals. So just so you know, people that handicap things and look at odds and favor and different things to look for advantages, we see this stuff and the patterns. And this is why, and I totally agree with the guys who are on the Jeff Teague podcast for this one. I did watch that episode with Fred, even though it was goofy, that they shouldn't have a tournament for all-star stuff, that they should just have two teams of 12 going against each other and quit this fucking tournament shit. Because in some ways you're inherently building a disadvantage for teams that have to sit for an extended period of time. You're actually also possibly allowing these players to be in trouble with injury because they have to play out, sit and get cooled off, and then come back and play again. That's not natural for the players. Their biorhythm for an NBA game is not to have that long of a break. So that's why the tournament thing is faulty. It's faulty. It may work for Rising Stars because they're young guys and they can get up and go fast. But that's part of the reason why on Sunday, the team Stripes is in the middle of the tournament and not the first game because they know the old-ass NBA USA team ain't going to be able to warm up one time early, sit for a whole hour or so and then come back and play in the final game and have any effectiveness. They found this out in recent years doing this tournament format that they really screwed up the old guys when they made them sit like this. So once again, Adam Silver is building all kinds of he designs this for favor for certain things. It's just like the NBA in a lot of ways. They are not totally fair. And they're going to do things manipulative. And they're in this case, I've just described it. Later on tonight, there is one more event after the Rising Stars Challenge, and it's the HBCU Classic. And it will be Hampton University versus North Carolina A&T State University. And these are two black colleges that will face off with their college teams against each other. So that's at 11 p.m. tonight at the Kia Forum also. So yeah, that's the Friday night schedule. We got the celebrity game and then the Rising Stars Challenge afterwards. So we'll be seeing Glorilla, Colin Murray-Boyles, and Elijah Martin in action tonight. So tomorrow, it is Saturday, the 14th. It's February the 14th, Valentine's Day. The day starts in the afternoon at 1:30, where they'll have media day, and they'll have all the Raptors, the two Raptors All-Stars, and all the All-Stars coming into a room and getting interviewed. And we'll see Brandon and Scotty there, and we'll see Pascal and Norman, and all the rest of the All-Stars doing interviews. And then at 4 o'clock, Adam Silver will do a news conference. And this is kind of like his State of the Union address, where he kind of stands up and talks about the league and where it's at and how he feels is going and what he sees for the future, and maybe just talks about things in general about the NBA. He may be like BSing about we've been making so much money, and with the contracts with the new TV deals and all this stuff, we are really thinking about expansion, and it's coming very close. Everybody, we're probably going to expand in the next couple of years. This is the kind of shit he's going to say. 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon on Valentine's Day. And then it's Saturday night, All-Star Saturday night, and it's 3 events, basically. It's evolved into being 3 events. Of course, the old staples, the three-point shootout and the dunk contest, with a weird, ever-changing skills competition in the middle. So, yeah, the first event on Saturday night at 5 o'clock will be the three-point shootout, and our guy Norman is involved in this, which is kind of cool, and I'll be rooting for him. So, yeah, Norman Powell of the Miami Heat is really the most connected to the Raptors in the three-point shootout. And the field is wide. There's like 8 guys in the three-point shootout, which is interesting because, nobody wants to do any of the other competitions, but they can still get 8 people that'll do the three-point shootout. Well, Norman's done this competition in the past. He didn't do so great, but maybe with his experience of doing it before, he knows what to expect from it, and he will come out and have a better showing. So we're rooting for Norman Powell for sure. He's going to be going against his former teammate, Dame Lillard from Portland. And Dame is interesting because he's been sitting this whole season. He's not playing a single game, but he will come and participate in three-point shootout, which is kind of cool. We'll have to see if he can defend his title. I think he's the one who's won any titles in the field. I don't even have the field in front of me because I don't care. I just know that Norman and Dame are in it. There you go. All right. Also, in the middle of the event will be the Kia Shooting Stars. And we found out last week that Scotty Barnes will be participating in the Kia Shooting Stars. He's on a team with Richard Hamilton as his veteran and Chet Holmgren as his other teammate. And they'll be going against 3 other teams, the Harper family of Ron Jr. and Dylan, a Duke team with Con Knipple and Jalen Johnson and Corey Maggette. And then there's a New York team, which has Allen Houston, Jalen Brunson, and Cat. And that's it. Those are the 4 teams. So Scotty's on a miscellaneous potpourri team of Chet Holmgren and Richard Hamilton. Don't make no freaking sense. You could have at least maybe went and got Vince or Tracy and had them be the veteran with Scotty. That would have meant way more and would have made more sense. But Rip Hamilton, what is the connection there? There ain't no connection there. I don't know. I have a gripe about that. I feel like Scotty's team don't make no freaking sense. Alas, we will be rooting for Scotty Barnes in the Shooting Shooting Stars Challenge. I was saying Shooting Stars this year. Usually it's a skills challenge where there's like dribbling around cones and throwing basketballs through tires for passing accuracy. Maybe you make a layup. Maybe you have to do something. Remember, this is the competition that Wemby was in a couple years ago and he tried to cheat the system. Him and Chris Paul were on a team, and he tried to cheat the system by breaking the rules, but he broke the rules and got disqualified, and they lost. So it's this competition. And I don't know if they're going to have any of the other skills. They're saying it's shooting stars. So are they just going to be shooting from spots around on the court and whoever can make them fastest? Are you taking out the cones and the tires to pass through? Is that what you do in NBA? Either way, man, I like the skills competition better than just the shooting stars. Why would you just have them shoot? That's the three-point shootout. You should have the dribbling and the passing and all that. Those are skills. I don't know. We'll just have to see what the format is, the course, and hopefully Scotty will look real good during it. You know, Scotty's done this competition before too, right? This is not the first skills competition that Scotty has participated in. He was in one of these the last time he was on the All-Star team. So he's done this competition before. The late competition is the dunk competition. And I'll tell you right now, I don't even know if it's worth staying up for this year. I don't even know if it is, man. Seriously, the dunk competition has 4 contenders in it, and one of them was an all-star, but he got kicked off of the dunk competition because of a fight on Monday. Jalen Duren will not be in the dunk competition, probably because he's been punished by Adam Silver. And you know, that's in some ways, is that a punishment? It's like Adam Silver should be like, I'm glad you want to be in the all-star dunk competition because nobody else wants to do it, and you're actually an all-star. But no, I'll bet you they did punish him and say, "No, you can't be in the dunk competition now because you got in a fight with Musa Diabate." So no Jalen Duren in the dunk competition. Instead, we get Kashad Johnson, Carter Bryant, Jace Richardson, the son of two-time dunk champion Jason Richardson, and who's the other one? I don't even know. Who cares? It's like such an underwhelming field. Oh, Jackson Hayes. Yeah, I don't know, man. Is that something worth to stay up for? Seeing some tall guys dunk that are nobodies that nobody gives a shit about? You know, seriously. No, Freddie said it like on the Jeff Teague podcast. He said nobody wants to do the dunk contest, and they all believe the dunk contest is done. You can't fix it. You can't fix it. They say the same things we've heard over the years. That all the dunks have been done. The big names are too scared to do it because they can lose more than they can gain from it at this point. Fred says, I feel like you could still throw huge money at people and they would come and do it. You know, that we've heard the clip recently with Tracy and Vince talking about how the NBA once tried to give $1 million each to LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady to do a dunk contest, all 4 of them against each other. And Vince was the only one who accepted that he would do it because he wasn't scared because he knew he'd probably win it. But those other guys all backed out. And they wouldn't face Vince Carter in a dunk competition against him because they refused the money. It's interesting. I don't know if money will buy or save the dunk competition. In some ways, the dunk competition is silly at this point. Maybe what they need to do is they need to change the dunk competition to a crossover with the NIL players, and they get the college kids to come up and show this is the up next dunk competition. And that maybe they do that because these kids they want to make a name for themselves before they even come in the league. Maybe that's what they do. I don't know. But until we get Ja Morant and who else? VJ Edgecombe and people like that in the dunk competition is going to suck until we get those really high flying premier dunkers that are in this league. You know who I thought should have been in the dunk competition? And this maybe should have been who you put in there. I don't know why you didn't do this, Adam Silver. If Mac McClung's done, he's retired. He's got 3 years of dunks down, and he can't think of any new ones. Well, go call our Florida Gator, who's at the 2 events already this weekend. Why don't you let him be on Saturday too, and let him be in the dunk competition? Because he would electrify it. He would make this thing fun. Elijah Martin. No, we've seen enough of Elijah Martin in his hops at his size that he's the kind of guy that should be in the dunk competition. That he could be in the vein of Spud Webb and Mac McClung and wow the crowd at a smaller stature against these big, huge guys that are in it already. I mean, it's stupid. I don't give a shit about Carter Bryant doing dunks. That motherfucker should be able to do dunks. Look how tall he is. I don't give a shit about Jackson Hayes putting the ball between his legs. The man's almost 7 feet tall. So it's like, what the fuck is this dunk competition? This field. Okay, there's legacy status with Jace Richardson and is honoring his father and some storyline in that. But otherwise, there's nothing in this whole thing that's of interest. These guys are boring. Who the fuck are they? And why are they so tall? You should have got Elijah Martin of the Florida Gators to come and do this dunk competition, Adam Silver. Then you might have had your next Mac McClung. But no, the Raptors are too represented. And maybe having a Raptor win the dunk competition this year isn't what you want. Nah, no, you don't want that. So, yeah, I would say this, man. I'd be watching it if Elijah was in it. Oh, yeah, I would. And he would probably win it, too, because he's like that. We know he's like that. On Sunday, that's when Elijah will play once again. At 2:30 is the NBA G League next up game. 2:30 on Sunday afternoon is when AJ Lawson and Elijah Martin will play in the middle mini tournament for the G League tournament. They have 4 teams once again, and I believe that they're on Team Blue and Team Red. I don't remember which. I think Elijah's on Team Blue and AJ's on Team Red. And there'll be 4 teams, and it'll be a tournament once again. They don't have the tournament format laid out here, but that'll be in the afternoon on Sunday afternoon. So we'll see AJ Lawson then, along with Elijah Martin. And there's other interesting players that are involved in this from around the league, like former Raptors 905 Kennedy Chandler is playing in this also. So we'll see a couple of connections to Raptors, along with the 2 Raptors of Lawson and Martin. Now, the big enchilada. 5 p.m. on Sunday, the All-Star game number 1, which in the way sounds stupid right there. We'll see Darko take to the court coaching the world team against USA Stars, which is Scotty's team. So right off the bat, the first matchup is Coach Darko with Pascal and Norman on his team, which is fun. 2 former Raptor champions reunited, even though it's so convoluted and stupid that they slight the world stars in the league by replacing them with the USA players that are from Dominican and Jamaica. This bullshit. There's enough good world players in this league. Hello, Dylan Brooks. I know you just suspended him because he has too many technicals, but he has all-star numbers this year, and he is from Canada. So Dylan Brooks maybe should have been a replacement on the world team, honestly. But no, they won't do that because he's the villain Dylan. But yeah, it's stupid, man. In some ways, I love Norman, and I'm kind of happy to see him repaired up with Pascal and being on Darko's team. But I hate the fact that they did this. I feel like the NBA on the down low is sliding world superstars, sliding the international. There is a lot of people saying a lot of out-of-pocket stupid shit that's kind of in line with the dumbass in the White House right now. As far as xenophobia is out in the open more than ever. I've heard Kevin Durant say derogatory things about European players this week. I heard on that podcast with Fred VanVleet, with Jeff Teague, they were going off about Europeans this, Europeans that, xenophobic, just really ugly shit that they were saying. And they don't even realize they're ugly and xenophobic when they're saying it. Yeah, it's messed up. Fred was saying something like, the European players have too much leeway and are allowed to do too much, like come and go. And I want the American players to have that too. It's like really weird, man. It's like very us versus them kind of bullshit we're hearing around the NBA world right now about, putting down European players. I get it. Luka and Nikola were lazy and they played Three Stooges style in the All-Star game recently. And Kevin Durant coming at them, and not just them, other people are saying, yeah, the world team that Darko has ain't going to play any defense. That's what Brandon said. Kevin Durant making fun of them too. Like, oh, that team's not going to win because they don't play any defense, and they're not going to try this and not try that. Man, that sucks, man. In some ways, like, look, already, USA, you got the odds of 2 teams against 1, which in some ways shows your worry and you're scared. That, oh, we have to make the odds double in our favor because God forbid the world team wins the All-Star weekend. God forbid that. Well, maybe it happens. I hope it does. Go for it, Darko. I'll be rooting for you guys and Wemby. But it's like, seriously, this is not an even playing field. This looks stupid as fuck. And honestly, you should have just had 2 teams and none of this tournament shit. I will agree with Jeff Teague in his podcast on this, that these multiple teams and all this confusing shit is stupid. And let's just keep it simple. Either have East versus West All-Stars like it always has been with the old jerseys, or get a world versus USA, but make sure you really make the team from the world and you have the absolute best USA players. Because I'm going to tell you right now, y'all overvalue American players. Some of the American players that you think are better than international players that aren't involved is absolutely wrong. They are not better. You're sliding some of the international players. It's simple. It's epitomized by Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray finally became an all-star this year. And why did it take him so long to become an all-star? Probably because he's Canadian. And I'd say that. Why did it take SGA 3 years to get the MVP when he was probably MVP 3 years ago? You know, that's what I'm saying. Y'all are slighting these guys, and you're propping up guys like Zion Williamson and Jason Tatum before they even done anything. So the bias against international players and the bias for American players, in some ways, you guys are pumping up the American players higher than they actually are. And you're downgrading the international players and not giving them their proper respect. The upper echelon of the NBA is international players. The best fucking 5 players in the league are international. And the Americans, in some ways, they got a good chunk of maybe the next 10. But you know what? There's more international players that are up there near there also. People like Sengun, people like Dylan Brooks, people like RJ Barrett. So stop slighting the international community. In some ways, much like the White House, you're showing your insecurities and you're showing just how scared you are that the world is changing, where it's more international and the global team is better than the American team. But Adam Silver wants to have a hold on the narrative. So he's going to rig the game on Sunday so that he can have a hold on the storyline and what actually happens. I'm telling you, that's what it is right there. So they're going to play the first game, Darko's team versus Scotty, at 5 p.m. on Sunday. And then around 6 o'clock, they'll start the game of the winner of that game against the old USA team with Kevin Durant and LeBron and Brandon Ingram on that team. Brandon Ingram's team will play at 6. He is on the older American team. And then the loser of the first game will play the Stripes, and the Stripes will go right into their second game against them. And that's a break for whoever lost the first game. And then the top 2 teams from the whole thing will play at the end. And it could be a tie. It's so stupid because they have this the way it is. It could be a tie. And because it's only 3 teams, it's stupid. It's not the right format. If you're going to go more than 2 teams, you better go 4 because then you can do it in the proper way. But a 3-team tournament, what the fuck is that, Adam Silver? You're a moron. Seriously, this format is going to flop on its face. And you're going to have the same result you've had for the last few years after the All-Star game where everybody's going to say, that was dumb. What was this? That's what's going to happen. I can already tell you that because this shit is way too complicated. It's too stupid. And even the replacements and the way that you change the teams around when people dropped out, that didn't have no sense to it at all either. So already this All-Star game's stupid, man. But the thing that's great about it is we have lots of Raptors participation with Darko on Team World, Scotty on Team Stars, and Brandon on Team Stripes. So regardless of the outcome of what happens at the All-Star break, one of the Raptors is going to win it. Yeah, whether it's Scotty, Brandon, or Darko. One of them will win it. That's right. So, yeah, that's the overview for the All-Star weekend and what to look for as Raptors fans and what's going on, what time, on what day. Yeah, just a little primer because there is a lot. There is a lot. So remember, tonight, Glorilla and Colin Murray-Boyles and Elijah Martin. Tomorrow, skills competition with Scotty, along with Norman in the three-point shootout and media day. And then on Sunday, the up next G League game, which will feature Elijah Martin and AJ Lawson. And then the big enchilada, the All-Star game with Darko, Scotty, and Brandon. So be ready. Yeah. And we get Pascal and Norman on Darko's team. He'll be their coach. Awesome. All right, there's your overview. All right, let me get into what you guys are saying in the chat. Good to see so many Raptor freaks here this morning. Trevor J, words of wisdom. Thank you, Trevor, for your everyday appearance on this channel. I appreciate you. The Commissioner of Fun, Trevor J. Never regret anything that has happened in your life. It cannot be changed, undone, or forgotten. So take as a lesson learned and move on. Yeah. Yeah, you know, our experience and our path and everything we've done is who we are. In some ways, we build who we are over time. And, well, if you step in the wrong direction, you don't like it, well, that's part of learning. And that becomes who you are because you've learned that lesson. And then down the road, when you get that opportunity to possibly step in that direction again, you make your decision with a more informed experience. So, yeah, that's good stuff. Blessings to the Jones family and all the Raptor Freak families. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate you, man. Trevor's saying happy All-Star weekend. And to all the Raptors who are taking part, let's go. That's right. All the Raptors and former Raptors, Raptors champions, like Pascal, and Norman, and Jeremy Lin. Yeah, this is going to be fun to see all the different familiar faces from up here in Toronto, and it's kind of fitting. Of course, we could even put Kawhi in this list. Kawhi is playing in the All-Star game, and he'll be on Brandon's team, on the team Stripes, the old team. And we know he's another Raptors alumni. And, they're playing in his home court, Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer, how do you feel about the Raptors being so well represented at your All-Star weekend, and the Clippers are barely represented? How do you feel about that? You couldn't even field a skills competition team because Kawhi don't want to do it. Yeah, you were supposed to have a team with Corey Maggette and Kawhi and one of the other Clippers, but Kawhi's not doing it. So they had to put Con Knipple in there instead. That's pretty funny. Yeah, how do you feel about that, Steve Ballmer? That your team is such a loser team that you barely have any kind of representation at the weekend, but the Toronto Raptors have a ton of representation. Oh, such a fancy big toilet bowl you built with such a colorful, big, crazy video wall in Intuit Dome. You into it? Yeah. How's your aspirations worked out for building your building? Yeah, your aspirations. That's right. That's the big cloud that hangs over this All-Star weekend. It's like Adam Silver. You had this controversy and this investigation around Steve Ballmer and aspiration and Kawhi Leonard this whole season. And now it's like, let's put it right in the forefront with the owner and his arena and this star in the middle of the whole thing. Yeah. How much of this is going to be talked about? Is Media Day on Saturday going to have questions about aspiration? I wonder. Probably not. Probably not. They'll probably be like, no questions about aspiration scandal. Media, please. No questions. No questions. No, they're going to want to ask. And we should know. And we want to find out Pablo Torre is right. Pablo Torre is right. I mean, it is goofy that that's a whole kind of underlying storyline of this All-Star weekend, right? It really is. That's right. Trevor J saying AJ Lawson put up 35 points and Julian Reese double-double in the loss. All right, let's do it. We'll talk about the 905 loss last night. Cleveland Charge, for some reason, have our number. These are the only two games we're going to play them all season. We lost both of them. I hate this. The Raptors 905 were beating the Cleveland Charge for most of the game. They beat them right into the third quarter, and then the game switched in the third quarter, and the Charge took over, and they ran to the end with a 10-point loss at the end of the 10-point win at the end of the game, and Raptors 905 lost. And I hate this. There was some weirdness because in the first game, we had Elijah and J-Mo, but they were called up to the Raptors for the game against Detroit, and they were in Toronto. Elijah actually did play in that game against Detroit on Wednesday night, and they didn't go back to Cleveland after that. Jonathan and Elijah were done after that, but AJ was still there. So AJ was still running with 905 last night, but other two-way was not there. Elijah was not there, and Jonathan Mobo did not get sent back either. Man, I hate this. In some ways, I feel like this is mismanagement of talent between the G League team and the Raptors. But this is kind of the stuff I see in the past. I'm like, well, look, what is they going to do in the Detroit game to help us? Leave them down there and let them help Andrew Jones, because in some ways he's in a real fight with the Cleveland Charge. So, yeah, it's tough, man. My number one star of the game yesterday was Julian Reese. AJ was great, but in some ways, Julian Reese, other than the game in between, he's had two games this week that have been absolutely outstanding. And Julian was off the bench once again, 27 minutes for young Juju Reese, 24 points in 27 minutes on 11 of 13 shooting, guys. And he was 1 of 4 at the free throw line. He did miss some crucial free throws, which sucks. 13 rebounds also, so a double-double. 1 assist, 3 turnovers, and a steal, a -4 for Julian Reese. I mean, that's just a good monster game. That's good production. He's getting double-doubles and shooting 11 of 13. Love it. Love it. So my number one star was Julian. He's had the 2 games like this week. So he really is ramping up 2 ways with his production and also his ability to stay on the floor without getting in major foul trouble. So he's finally staying out on the floor. He's getting longer minutes in the game, and he's producing. So salute to you, Julian Reese, younger brother of Angel Reese. Good stuff, man. My second star of the game was David Roddy. David Roddy is a powerful man. David Roddy is a determined man. David Roddy is a heart and soul of the Raptors 905. And, man, we could have Elijah leaving and coming. We could have Chucky out. We could have Jonathan not always there. But David Roddy's always there for 905. That's right. 28 points for him in 41 minutes. He was our lead. No, he wasn't. He was our second leading scorer. 10 of 16 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. Those threes were so crucial. from David Roddy last night. 2 of 2 at the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block, a minus 21 for big body Roddy. He's just a fighter, and his experience, his leadership for the 905 this year has been absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. My third star is the man from Brampton, the rising star that's going to All-Star Weekend to compete on Sunday afternoon, and that is AJ Lawson. AJ, 37 minutes, 35 points. Look at that. Points per minute, 35 and 37 minutes. Woo-wee. 12 of 25, so not bad on the shooting. 5 of 9 from 3. He was on fire. You guys were right. 3 of 5 from free throw. 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover, and 2 steals, a minus 3 for AJ. Yeah, launching him into the All-Star Weekend. Well, he's going to be going to compete in a competition he's already competed in. This will be his second time in the G League Rising Stars tournament. And, well, AJ is represent Toronto Raptors, Raptors 905, the city of Toronto, and the country of Canada well, my guy. You will. I know you will. You're a great Canadian. We'll go over the rest of the guys from the game last night. There were only 4 Raptors 905 in double digits. The fourth one was Jarkel Joyner, 30 minutes in the start, 16 points, 7 of 14. Fantastic. 2 of 5 from 3, 6 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, a minus 9 for Jarkel. Honorable mention for him, definitely. Also honorable mention for Olivier Sarr, 8 points in 21 minutes, 3 of 4 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 block, minus 4. That's not that great. And, you know, that's why I'm saying Olivier's not an NBA player, man. He's just inconsistent. He can look amazing against certain matchups, and other matchups, he's just not good, man. He's just not good. The other starter last night was Patrick McCaw. Patrick was fun. He had a dunk at one point during the game and just doing goofy stuff. He hit a 3 also. 30 minutes, 5 points for Patrick, 2 of 3 from 3, 1 of 2 from three-pointer, 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. 2 rebounds, 1 turnover, 3 steals for Patrick. He was the only guy who was a plus. He was a +1 in this game. So, yeah, winning minutes, the 30 minutes he was out there. And, you know, they did really well. They were beating their butt in the first half, and things just turned in the third quarter, and it sucks. The Charge took over. Off the bench, Tyson Degenhart, 13 minutes, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover. He's been disappointing me. I want him to continue to step up. Tyler Perry, 15 minutes, 2 points. 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 0 turnovers. So not bad for the backup point guard. And then AJ Hogard, 28 minutes, 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting, 1 rebound, 8 assists, 1 turnover, 1 block, a minus 3. Yeah, they only had 9 guys. And, you know, it's the guys who are available. In some ways, we've had guys hurt. Tyreek Key's out. Quincy Guerrier's out. And then the other guys are gone. Chucky's out. You know, so we're not full strength. And in some ways, this is that part of the G League season where teams struggle between injuries and comings and goings of assignment and two-way players. And not only that, some of their best players get called up around this time of year, and you lose guys completely because they've just got a 10-day contract and they've gone to the Clippers or something like that, like Delano recently. On the other side, I'll give some props to the Charge players. First of all, let's give some props to Riley Minix. This guy was annoying. There were people in our chat in the YouTube last night. There were Charge fans that were annoying, very annoying people, talking a lot. And the announcer's annoying too. I think Charge Nation's generally annoying. And I guess that checks because they're Cavs Nation. So, yeah, Cavs and Charge Nation, you guys are fucking annoying. Let's just put it that way. 27 points for Riley, the former Spur, 10 of 18 from the field, 6 of 10 from 3, a plus 25. He was nasty. We had a double-double from Norshad Omier. He had 20 points and 10 rebounds with 6 assists. Not a bad game for him. Tristan Enaruna had 22 points on 8 of 10 shooting. Part of the problem was we let them shoot so easily. They were 54% from the field as a team and 50% from 3. Really, really bad. They got 22 3-pointers also, and we only got 14. They also had 6 guys in double digits in scoring. Yeah, looking at the team stats real quick, already kind of going over them. You know, we shot pretty good too, but they shot just as well, and they had more threes. Not a lot of free throw attempts for either team, and the Raptors 905 were bad. 8 of 14, 57% at the free throw line. This has been a big problem recently. Andrew Jones, get on those guys and tell them they're leaving food on the table when they're missing their free throws, especially in the G League. That is a really big deal. You do not want to miss free throws in the G League because they count way more points. 46 to 35 was out rebounded us, plus 11. There was not a lot of rebounds for only 35 rebounds to 46. They had 14 offensive rebounds too. Looking at the assist to turnover ratio, our key stat of the year, 31 assists, 12 turnovers for the 905. That's not bad. That's a 2-1. That's not bad. It's almost a 3-1. And the other team pretty similar, 32 to 14. So that wasn't really a big issue. It was really the 3 points. They made more 3-pointers than us. Fast break, very even. We did win the points in the paint, 60 to 46. Just a tough game, man. It was very two-sided. It was the first half, Raptors 905, second half, Cleveland Charge. And it lasts the game. Oh, well. They lost again. And, well, this also means the Charge go above us in the standings, and we're third in the G League, and maybe even fourth at this point in the East. So, yeah, Andrew Jones getting the break now. He's going to All-Star Weekend as a part of the coaching staff for Darko and World Team. But he's got to come back from the break, and they're going to play some games against the Windy City Bulls. And hopefully they can get back on the right side of the winning column and, get back to the top of the Eastern Conference in the G League. Because, yeah, this sucks, man. This Cleveland team had our number for some reason. I blame the spooky opera house. It's such a weird arena they play in. So weird, man. It's like straight out of like the 1700s or something like that. It's a very strange place. Yeah, Pat Love's saying, yeah, AJ put on a clinic last night. He's fun to watch, isn't he? He's fun to watch. He's one of the fastest guys in the league. When he puts the Jets on, he goes. He goes. He goes. Good to see you, Pat Love. Respect, and thanks for the sub. Isaac's got me on blast. The starting five of Lex every morning, 9:30 a.m. Raptor Freak Channel. You know I'm here. That's right. We keep rising. Let's go. Fiercely saying this. Good morning, fam, and happy Friday. Have fun Have fun tonight, Glorilla. Don't care about Shams. Yeah. I won't care if I want to see him get humiliated. That's what I'll care about. I want to see Shams get a little egg on his face. I want to see him get fucked with. Seriously, he's fucking with everybody all the time with his bullshit and his rumors. Let's fuck with Shams tonight at Celebrity Game. Giannis. Come on, man. If anybody has the right to fuck with Shams, it's Antetokounmpo. Because the misery and the pain he's put him through with all his trade rumor bullshit and saying he's getting traded. He has every year said that Giannis is getting traded. Every single year, this man's career, pretty much, it seems like. And yeah, it's annoying, man. Why are you messing with him? In some ways, he could call a lawyer and say, this guy's harassing me through his multimedia conglomerate that he has access to get to everybody through social media and ESPN and stuff. He's fucking with me. He's been doing this for years. I have it all on document. Yeah, I didn't even need to document it. It's all public. It's all out there already. Everybody knows. Yeah, you have a case, Mr. Giannis. We're going to bring this charges up against Mr. Shams for defamation of character and also for spreading false information. And then Shams goes to jail. Wouldn't that be awesome? If liars finally got in trouble in this world today, if criminals that did crimes against young children and buried them in the yard get to jail today, maybe we could start this trend. Somebody come out to the half court at the Celebrity Game and put some cuffs on Shams and say, you've been lying too much. Defamation of character, libel. Yeah, you're coming to jail. Sorry, you shouldn't have done it. You're an egregious offender. Years and years of this behavior, and you have definitely not learned your lesson. So we're taking you down to Huskow. You can say hi to Otis the drunk. That's right. That would be fun, man. Arrest Shams at the game tonight for lying about Giannis for so many years. That's right. I'm about that. Yeah, bench him. Bench him. That's right. Isaac saying dunk for Fiercey and send a tweet at Shams benched. Shams 13, February 13, 2026. Okay. All right. I don't totally understand that, but either way, it doesn't matter. We'll give a dunk to Fiercey for her. Yeah, I think this is fun. I mean, what if Shams did get arrested during the game? That would be kind of interesting. 24 dunks. You got the Morris Peterson Fiercey on your dunks right now. That's right. Let's see. Trevor's saying, oh, you forgot Andre DeGrasse. He's playing too. Yeah, in some ways, he's not my sport, but he is a Canadian. He's a Canadian track and field star, right? And he'll be in the Celebrity Game tonight too. You're right. I did forget about him, Trevor. And this is why I'm glad that I have the Commissioner of Fun fact checking and looking out for me too. Yeah, we should put that celebrity content out there. In the Celebrity Game tonight, Andre will be out there running the court, not the track. That's right. G's here. Good morning to G. Original Raptor Freak Trivia Champion G, he's saying Team World can't trash talk back either because the reaction would be so ridiculous. We know Wemby and Jamal are going to try hard. I don't think they're the only ones. I think Norman and Pascal will come correct and doing it. Maybe they can get Alperen to be involved and come to the game correct. Maybe Luka and Jokic surprise us because they're hearing all this bullshit. And they're like, oh, you motherfuckers going to say all this? All right, we'll take it seriously this year. I mean, I don't expect that. I don't think that probably will happen. But, at least maybe with Darko being the coach, maybe he can get Nikola to do certain things because of their relationship. They have a close relationship. They do actually really love each other a lot. Darko has a lot of affinity for Jokic, and Jokic has been very, 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 very positively effusive about Darko too. So if anybody could come to him and talk to him other than his regular coach, Edelman, maybe Darko could get across to Nikola and say, man, I need you to do a little bit more at the defensive end in this game. Could you just try? Could you not do any of this stuff? Do you think Darko's going to come in with his attitude of funness around the team and tell the world stars, no shenanigans? You guys need to be serious. And we need to come at this game as a regular game and try and win it and not mess around. In some ways, we are holding the reputation of the world with us, and we cannot take this lightly. We need to respect that. Maybe he could have that kind of a talk, and maybe Luka doesn't give a shit, but Nikola's like, I listen to you, Darko. And he comes out and plays a monster game and actually tries in the game on Sunday. I don't know. These are interesting things to speculate about and wonder about. Maybe Darko can get at least Nikola to play correctly at the All-Star game. I don't know about Luka. Luka might be a lost cause. He just might be a lost cause. I mean, the man's just dying to trick shots everywhere in his life all the time. That man should be hanging out with Tristan Jazz and just doing teach me how to throw the ball across the arena, Tristan, and make the hoop. Okay, Luka, let's do this. And they're throwing the ball from the 300 level at the hoop across the arena. I mean, that might be a fun event, Adam Silver. Instead of you want to be innovative, why don't you get this whole let's try crazy trick shots with Tristan Jazz segment and get Luka to be a part of it because he's all about that kind of stuff. And he does do crazy trick shots. And why not Steph Curry? Because you got Steph Curry throwing the ball from the entryway to go into the hoop at the other end of the court. That could actually be a pretty good NBA All-Star event for the weekend is trick shots with Tristan Jazz of the Vancouver Bandits, CBL. Seriously, why not? You need innovation. You need something fresh. This kind of shit is viral on the internet already. Fucking put it in the game. Put it in the weekend. Trick shots with Luka and Steph and Tristan. That's a winner right there, Adam Silver. That's a winner right there. You're going to do that at some point in the next couple of years, and you might have heard it first out of my mouth just now, people here. That's right. Seymour's here. Good morning, Seymour. 4 quarters, Seymour Pape. Let's see what he's saying here. KD calling out Luka and Jokic about intensity in the All-Star game. Yeah, I mean, really. Is this a pot calling a kettle black? Is this a Kevin Durant? You're the defensive stalwart. That could criticize everybody about this. I mean, come on now. Scotty Barnes said this. I take it more seriously. Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. It's just how it is right there. Yeah, Seymour's saying Friday the 13th. Yeah, that tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Yin and the yang. Yeah, Friday the 13th to me sometimes is very lucky. I've always found the number 13 to be lucky. The number of Steve Nash. I don't know why. I wore 13 when I played basketball first. The first number I ever wore was 13 on the court. So it's not a number that I've ever really associated with bad luck. I know people get superstitious on this day, but I'm kind of like, you know what? It's just about a stupid movie with a guy in a hockey mask. A bunch of those movies and stuff. I live out in the woods. Maybe I should be worried since it's Friday the 13th. Ooh. Smooth's here. Good morning to Reggie. And we got some more information about the saga of the Utah Jazz in the last week. That's right. Reggie's reporting here that Jazz and the Pacers have gotten fined $500,000 and $100,000 respectively for resting key players during games. Yeah, I knew they were going to do this. It's so blatantly open. How the Jazz sat Lauri Markkanen and other stars in the fourth quarter the other day against the team, and they lost. They gave up the lead to lose on purpose. And the NBA took note and they fined them $500,000. That's a lot of money. And well, Indiana, I didn't even know Indiana did any of this kind of shenanigans. They got fined too for something like that. So see, the message is out, y'all. They're not trying to let people tank. They don't want people trying to lose on purpose, man. And they have bandied around the idea of doing a little mini tournament at the end of the year with the teams that are at the bottom, and the winner will get the lottery pick. So it's like, you don't be so bad that you can't win in the 4-team tournament of the worst 4 teams, because whoever wins that 4-team tournament is going to get the number 1 pick. That's an interesting way to do it, honestly. I think that there's something there that could possibly happen in that kind of way. We have to see. Isaac Campbell retracting his statement right before I get to it. Smooth saying it's funny how this growth was discovered after trade. This growth, Jaren Jackson Jr., that's who I'm talking about. Oh, okay. Yeah, because he just got declared out for the rest of the season. And we are talking about that kind of yesterday. It's like kind of like a weird way to stack talent on your team without feeling the immediate impact. It's like putting something on layaway and getting put. You finally get it, and at that time it hits. Maybe you've already lost, and you have a lottery pick that's coming in with it. So it's like, yeah, I can see what the Jazz are trying to do. They're trying to get ready for next year, and JJJ being out for the rest of the season is going to help that. Yeah, it's going to help that. Yeah, I don't know. What is this growth? Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Nothing too serious. That's right. Isaac saying this, Dunk for Lex for your synopsis of the weekend's spectacle. Appreciate the Raptors content. Well, I just, in some ways, this is what we do here. I want to make the Raptors nation the most informed fan nation out of all the NBA nations. And well, we wanted to go over the schedule this weekend. It's confusing because there are so many events. And if you want to watch a particular one, well, I want to let you know when it is. Celebrity Game tonight, the Rising Stars Challenge tonight, tomorrow, the All-Star Saturday night stuff, and then Sunday, Elijah and AJ in the afternoon, and then Scotty, Darko, and Brandon in the evening. So yeah, we can get that ready. Oh, you want me to get a dunk? I'll take the dunk. That's the only way I get a dunk is if somebody throws a dunk at me. There you go. I'm at the Colin Murray-Boyles 12, just in time for Rising Stars Challenge tonight. That's right. Colin Murray-Boyles 12. That's right. Reggie's saying this. I kind of wish BI had the All-Star break off so he could rest. Ditto for Scotty Barnes. I know they are a money bonus for being there, though. It's the prestige. It's good for their contracts. They kick in kickers. And, it's just the prestige. And in some ways, it's like, this is the thing. They can take a couple of days off afterwards. Like they'll take Monday and Tuesday because they come back for Wednesday game. And even while they're there, they're probably not working that hard and they're probably resting and they're probably getting stuff. But there is a lot of a whirlwind of different activities and different things to do for sure. For sure. Let's go to the Instagram stories and check in on the Raptors and what they're doing right now. First of all, Serge Ibaka has got a new release out, guys, with Danny Synth and the L2B gang. So check it out. Serge Ibaka's got a new drop out, and let's see what the song is called. It's called Remise on Question. And I guess it's out on all the music platforms right now. You guys got to check out the latest banger from our NBA champion 2019, Serge Ibaka. Of course, that man's always putting out good stuff. It's the new single out right now. Just came out, guys. So go get it. Elijah Martin is celebrating his Rising Stars birth, and he will be there for 2 events this weekend. That's what I'm saying. You should have just put him in the dunk contest too, Adam Silver. Make him work every day this week. That's what I'm saying. Let Elijah dunk, man. He's the right person you should have selected. Seriously. Let's see what else. Jamal Murray is showing a video. Jamal McGlure, sorry, not Jamal Murray, is showing a video of some Toronto kids helping an elderly man in a scooter whose battery ran out. There's goodness in the world. The youth were helping the guy get down the street in his scooter. His electric scooter ran out. Now we see Mamu has already gone somewhere nice and sunny with a beach, and he's at Turks and Caicos. Well, I don't know how to say that, but he's out at an island already. I'm sure he's there with Mercedes, and it's just getting that warmth and that sun time. I mean, these dudes that aren't involved in the All-Star Weekend, they're hitting the beach already, and they're already there. Sandro is on an island already. So that's very good. He's celebrating A.J. Lawson's big game yesterday also on his Instagram. Wubbs has got a picture of him yelling at the ball. That's fun. Is that him or is that a friend of his? I can't tell. I can't tell who that is. I don't know who these people are, Jacoby, that you post. AJ Lawson celebrating his good game yesterday with the 35-7 that he got. Man, he shot really well. He did. Garden's got a new podcast coming out this weekend. Freddie is bringing in the big gun for the All-Star Weekend podcast. He's got Rich Paul on as his guest for All-Star episode. So this should be very interesting, especially with the new news that the Anthony Davis trade to Washington was done behind the back of Rich Paul and Anthony Davis. They did not know that Dallas had traded him to Washington. Did you guys know this? Rich Paul was not consulted on this deal. Isn't that crazy? So, well, Freddie's got Rich Paul as his next guest on the Unguarded podcast. So we're going to have to see what this is all about. It's coming out this weekend. So, yeah, Rich Paul, Fred VanVleet, Unguarded podcast coming to you soon, man. Oh, I can't wait, man. As I said, I did watch the Jeff Teague podcast, which I felt dumber for watching it. And man, he's so out of pocket. This guy's sliding Pascal to Fred's face, saying shit like Pascal should never been an all-star. He's not all-star. And Fred is standing for Pascal like crazy. He said, man, you're crazy, bro. I'm never going against my guy, Pascal. You are crazy. This man was trying to say Michael Porter Jr. is a better player than Pascal. This man was trying to say Michael Porter Jr. should have been on the all-star team before Pascal. And Fred's like, man, you are wrong on all of this. I will not agree with you on any of this when it comes to Pascal Siakam. You're crazy, is what basically Fred VanVleet was telling this xenophobic, weird-ass motherfucker. Man, it's just like low IQ shit, bro. And like Jeff Teague's on there humiliating himself. Once again, they talked about his performance in the skills challenge years and years ago, where he was trying to start it, and Kevin Hart yelled out at him from across the court and said, don't miss the layup, Jeff. And Jeff went and missed the layup right away at the beginning. The layup. This is an NBA player at the All-Star Weekend. He missed a fucking layup right off the bat. Yeah, Jeff Teague, you're just one big humiliation and embarrassment, whether it's your career right on into your podcast. Seriously, man. And he's like, I don't want to talk about this, guys. Well, we're going to put it on and show all the highlights and humiliate you on your own show. Okay. And then they showed Fred at the All-Star three-point shootout. And he said, man, I did the three-point shootout. My first shot, it hit the back of the side of the backboard. And then they showed that clip. Freddie, man, I'm telling you, man, you're much more intelligent to be on that show with them, man. In some ways, it was goofy. It was very, very goofy episode. And them sliding the Raptors and Canada and Pascal Siakam, that shit was still happening with Fred sitting in the room with them. These guys talking crazy shit about Canada and Toronto, misconceptions, and their crazy ass xenophobic, internalized American mentality of, we're just America inside here. Everything else is garbage outside of it. Yeah. Okay, Jeff Teague, you're showing the intelligence of the American public in your own self. Seriously. Yeah, it was goofy, man. But Fred had a good time. And in some ways, he tried to hold some sanity and intelligence in the middle of that room, even with all the goofiness. Totally. Yeah. Let's see what else we got in here. Let's see. That's the Raptors 905 highlights from last night. Yeah, they were winning at end of first, 29-27 for the Raptors 905. And this end of the second, at halftime, it was 63-55 for the Raptors 905, up by 8. And then at the third, it turned. They were down by 9 after the end of the third, 89-98. And then the end score, 124-134, a 10-point loss. Oh, man, it's tough. They got to get back on the right side of things. Norman Powell's got some cool Instagram stories on here. He has an all-star shirt that he's selling through Understand the Grind. So if you want your Norman Powell All-Star 2026 shirt, that's awesome. You should go get it. Also, he's got his coach from Jamaica congratulating him on being added to the world team. He's like, we're so proud of you for representing Jamaica, and now you represent the world on the World All-Star team with Darko. That's so crazy, man. And then he got a cake. He got a cake from his baby mama. Bella sent him an all-star cake. It's shaped like a star. Congratulations, All-Star 24. That's beautiful love, man. She just had that baby. And, man, that's awesome. Fred is on a tarmac somewhere as of 24 hours yesterday. I don't know where he is. Let's see. Andrew Jones has got go shine in L.A. The North is proud of you. Manuel Quickly is somewhere where is a lot of blue. There's blue skies, blue water, blue pool, He is somewhere very warm, and yeah, he's somewhere right now enjoying his time off already. So, Emmanuel, stay warm, stay happy, stay blessed, and get your recuperation. And let's come back and have a great post All Star season for the Raptors coming back. So, Emmanuel is in the blue waters somewhere where it's warm. That's right. I love to see that for all those guys. Let's see what else we got. Eugenio Marui is in Monaco. Let's see. Siakam is got a really cool video of kind of how he owns Madison Square Garden. I love this one clip where Josh Hart is right up on him, and Siakam almost hits him in the face with the elbow, and then he kicks his butt and he beats him. And then Hart's trying to talk trash to him and kind of walk towards him, but Andrew Nebhart gets in the way. So yeah, there's your Instagram stories for today. You know, some of the Raptors have already escaped to the islands, and that's a good thing. We want to see those guys get down to the islands and stuff like that, right? Right. Trevor's saying the skills challenge name was changed because of Chris Paul and Victor. That's why it's called Shooting Stars now. So I think maybe they changed it because they don't want anybody doing anything goofy at this point, like gaming it. You know, these guys are competitors. Victor is a competitor. Victor cares about winning all-star stuff, unlike some of these other guys. And he gamed it. And I guess when you have the extra challenges other than the shooting, you can game it, whether it's the passing or the whatever it was. I remember he just knocked it over. He just went ahead and knocked it over. He didn't even try, just to try and bypass it. And then he got disqualified. Him and Chris Paul got disqualified. And he looked really upset about it too. Yeah, maybe that is why they changed it, because he tried to game it. But I don't know. Is it all shooting? Is there going to be any other skills involved in this thing that Scotty's in? I want to know. I want to know. Isaac's saying, who wins the 3-point competition? Devin Booker, Con Knipple, Damian Lillard, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, Bobby Portis Jr., Norman Powell. Do a poll? I don't know if I can have that many on the poll. We could do that, though. We'll do that. That you asked, they shall receive. All right, 3-point comp winner. I'll just write that in. I'm gonna put them in a kind of in an order that isn't totally fair. Let's see. No. I don't know if I can put that many options on here. That's the problem. We will try though. Yeah, it only gives me 4 options. Isaac. So it's not really gonna work, man. There's 8 guys, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 guys. What? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, there's 8. Yeah, you only have 4 people on a poll, unfortunately, Isaac. So maybe I could just put the top 4 that we want to ask. So I'll put Norman, Jamal, Dame, and Booker. How about that? I'll put those guys on because those are the guys that we care about the most as far as things. So we'll put, who's most likely? Who's most likely? All right, I'll do that. All right, most likely to win the 3-point. All right, we'll put Dame. We'll put Devin. We'll put Jamal. And we'll put Norman. All right, we'll do that. That seems like the right 4. I'm not putting Donovan Mitchell on there. I'm not putting Tyrese. We know that you think Knipple's going to win. What about Bobby Portis, guys? How y'all feel about Bobby Portis? Why is he even in there? I mean, even Milwaukee fans are trolling this shit. Like, why is Bobby Portis in the 3-point shootout? They are. The Milwaukee fans are like, this don't make no sense. And it's their own guy, you know? They're like, why is Bobby in this? This is crazy. So Slug Easy's going off the track. He's saying, I'm just going to say Knipple on the outside. That could be true. Speaking of things, let's do straight goods on Canadian goods, guys. Guys, I got a Black Forest ham here. Yeah, I know. This is weird. I'll just bring weird stuff on the show to show y'all Canadian companies. And today we're talking about Del Fresh. Del Fresh is a butcher that's out of Etobicoke. This is Ontario product, Ontario company. And yeah, you got Black Forest ham here. It's just a mini ham. And I'm going to eat this later, man. I don't know. How should I cook this ham, man? Should I just put it in the oven and cook it? Or heat it up, or maybe slice it up and fry it on the frying pan? I don't know. Maybe I should have done a poll on this. But yeah, this is just a little Black Forest fan. It's allergen free, exempt of the wheat proteins and stuff like that. I don't know. It looks pretty good. I got it on special. But yeah, Del Fresh. That's a good company. When you're buying stuff at the grocery store, seriously, look for the stuff that says Canada on it. Like this says Ontario approved right there. And you can tell this is from Etobicoke because it says on the bottom, Del Fresh Foods. So yeah, check your labels when you're at the grocery store and find the Canadian equivalents in the areas that you're at. In my grocery store that I go to, they changed the baked beans. The baked beans were almost all Bush's baked beans when I first started going there. And then this stuff happened, and we've seen less and less Bush's baked beans in that section, and way more of what is it called? Swab Brothers. They're like the baked beans, the Canadian baked beans company. So that's the thing, man. We can have a change in our stores if we request the Canadian equivalents and we start buying them way more. So yeah, Del Fresh is a fantastic butcher out of Etobicoke. And this is a Black Forest ham I'm going to eat later by myself, probably. I'm going to eat this whole thing by myself. Maybe I'll just cook it like this and hold it like a caveman and just bite into it like this. Yeah, that's a bachelor's life. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I was just saying, my bad. Next time you can always make the fourth option as other. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Well, we can't make it scientifically who's going to win. Who's the most likely to win is what we're saying. And listen to what we're saying. 50% are saying Norman and 50% are saying Jamal. So that's interesting. Okay, so you guys are going with the guys for our country and our old team. There you go. All right, let me keep going in the tabs. See what else I've got to talk about today. Is there any breaking news on Raptors stuff today? Let me just see. No, I don't see any breaking news right there. There is a birthday today, guys. We're going to say a happy birthday to Chris Jeffries, former Toronto Raptors draft pick. He's turned 46 today. Chris Jeffries was a small forward shooting guard. And he played for the Raptors from 2002 till 2004. He played he played 53 games for us. He started 10 of them, and he averaged about 4 points per game. Do you guys remember Chris Jeffries? You guys remember him? He's an unknown guy we get forgotten. Him and Michael Bradley are kind of like from the same era, and they get forgotten. Chris Jeffries, Joey Graham, Michael Bradley, Alec Radojevic, that Rafael Arujo, those kind of guys. But yeah, happy birthday, Chris Jeffries, Raptors draft pick, 46 years old today, man. That's pretty cool. Get your fantasy team set up, y'all. We are on break, although, yeah, why am I telling them that? We're on break. You can't get your fantasy team set up. We're in the pause. The teams we're playing right now in the fantasy will continue after the All-Star break. So we're in the middle of a long 2-week battle because it'll go from the Wednesday till Sunday with the same matchup you're in right now. Just a little note about that. All right, let me see. What else do I have that I need to go over with you guys real quick? We're going to have to do the classic card for a second. You guys get your comments in, or I'm going to wrap it up soon. We'll get out of here because and I get to the end of my spiel. Right? In some ways, it doesn't have to be a 3-hour show, Lex. Sometimes it's better if it's like 2 hours or even less sometimes. And we'll do that. We'll just get a primer up for people for the weekend. All right, let's see. Slug saying it must take you forever to grocery shop looking at every label and ensure Canadian products. That is why I let the wife do the products, groceries. No, you get to know after a while. It's not like I forget. I buy the same. It's really about learning the brands. If you learn the names of the brands, then you can do it easy. And they have, at least in my grocery store, they have a lot of stuff labeled very clearly at this point. Like it'll say from Ontario, from USA. There's a whole section in the produce section where the fruits and the vegetables are, and you can see it says product of the USA, and I just avoid that. And there's usually something of the same product, like say it's apples. There's a ton of apples that come from the States, and they'll sit in the grocery store, but there are apples that come from Ontario also. And so I just look for that Foodland Ontario's made in Canada or from Canada label. And, grocery stores know people are trying to do this. So they're being a lot more helpful by labeling everything very clearly. And it's amazing, especially at my store, because you'll see the American products just sitting there and it's not moving. and then the Canadian products are gone. Like whether it's like sauce or like ketchup, you see this with like Heinz versus French's in the sections in that condiment section. You see this with things like I said, the baked beans, man. You go get this Straw Brothers instead of the Bush's beans. You do stuff like that. It adds up. Don't buy the Smucker's jam. Buy the company that I buy normally. That I forget what their name is right now, but I've been putting them on blast on here for a while. That's what I'm saying. They don't have a lot of commercials for Canadian products in Canada, like enough, in my opinion. And so if I can help brand recognition on my channel, just even in the littlest, somebody else goes buys Del Fresh meat products from Etobicoke more now just because I showed this ham on my channel. I mean, if I get one person to be aware of this, hey, I've done my job. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it can be annoying in some ways to have to check everything. But if you have a regular staple of stuff that you buy, you get used to which one you should buy and you just go in and grab it. It's just when new stuff comes in, you see something, oh, I want to look at that. Is this from the States? Oh man, it is from the States. Oh well, I'm not buying that. I'll buy this instead because this is from Canada, or this is from Italy, or this is from Mexico, or this is from any other country than the United States. This is basically what I'm doing right now. I'll buy German food. I'll buy a Ukrainian food. I'll buy food from Australia. I'll buy food from anywhere in South America. And of course, food from Ontario and across Canada. That's right. That's right, right there. Fiercely saying Devin Booker's 3-pointers stats are dead. Are dead? Are deadly? You mean like they're good or they're bad? They're good or they're bad. You used your EcoMax spray this morning. See, that's what I'm saying. Isaac went and bought EcoMax cleaning products, partly because I put them on blast on this channel. And that's awesome. Chloe's saying this morning, Lex and Freaks. Now, instead of only Santino being sick, my firstborn is sick too. Ha ha ha. Happy times. So glad the Raptors have a lot of all-stars. I hope for more cohesion in the second half, hoping close to 50 wins. I'd love that too, man. That means they got to get 18 wins, sitting at 32. A 50-win season would be awesome. It would be so, so awesome. It's possible. It's possible. We've got enough games. It's just that we've got to make sure that we're winning the ones we definitely got to win, which is the bad teams. And we got to start beating some of the top teams. And we can do this. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that you guys are sick, man. It seems like this is that part of year where the temperature fluctuates between different things. Maybe some people are taking stuff off because they feel too hot, they feel too cold. Then all of a sudden, some people get sick. So be careful out there. Remember, some of the stuff we learned from the pandemic, it's just useful going forward, like touching surfaces and doing different things. You can protect yourself from getting sick by thinking about where you put your hands. You're gonna put your hands on rails in Toronto, walking around on TTC in different places, and you start touching your face. You're handing yourself all kinds of bullshit from around, and that's the big thing. You touch your face a lot. People get sick more when they touch their face. Like if you're somebody who's like always putting their hand near their mouth or stuff like that, that's a big secret, y'all. Is if you don't touch your face so much, if you're not touching stuff and then touching your face, I mean, that's what kids do, right? Little kids are crazy. They'll start eating dirt. They do stuff like just touch the most grossest things, and then they put their finger up their nose. No wonder they get sick because they ain't being smart. But you can be smart, and you don't have to be crazy with like a crazy have HVAC suit, like a hazmat suit, and walking around in life. But you can protect yourself by not having certain tendencies, like people that put their finger in their mouth and kind of chew on it, or like pick their teeth, and this kind of stuff will get you more opportunity to be sick. Trust me. Trust me. Yeah, hand washing is essential, bro. That's right. Where's Seymour? Seymour, what's that? Wash your damn hands. That's right. That's right. Blackhawk saying, I will bet that Dame is rusty. Yeah. Yeah. That'll be interesting to see. I wonder if he is ramping up for this. This is his whole season, guys. This is it, man. His honor. His honor is the 3-point shootout, and that's it, man. I mean, he's won it twice, right? At least. I think he's won it at least twice in the past. I think it's kind of cool that he's doing it, even though he's not playing this year. I think it's pretty cool, man. I don't touch my face, but I travel with wet wipes and hand sanitizer. Yeah. Yeah. All that stuff helps, man. Like even just now, I wipe my nose on the back of my hand and not the fingertips. This is the stuff where I'm touching stuff, but I'm not touching stuff with the back of my hand. I can get away with wiping my nose a little bit that way, and it's not that bad, right? Right. So yeah, you being vigilant against viruses and different things that you can catch while you're out, especially in the winter up in Canada. It's a good way to be. And if you're in the city too, holy crap, if you're downtown. Yeah. I mean, I used to work in the convenience store, and in the wintertime, man, I would want to wear gloves sometimes because you're handling money and you're exchanging money with so many different people during the day. I have like 1,000 customers in a day, and I'm having to interact with them. And that's why partly why I left that job when the pandemic hit. So it's like, oh, okay, essential worker. Yeah, you want me handling all this money from these people, and we got COVID virus going around. No, you're not paying me enough to do this, is what I decided at that point. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me wrap it up, guys. Once again, the All-Star Weekend started last night, but it was a stupid event, crossover event or something like that with some like gamers and Jared McCain playing basketball against each other. It was weird. And then tonight, we start off the weekend with Friday events with the celebrity game, Glorilla, Andre DeGrasse, Jeremy Lin, Simu, Giannis. It should be fun. We get to see Brandon will be there, I'm sure. So watch out for Brandon Ingram cheering on his girlfriend in the celebrity game tonight, Glorilla, 7 p.m. And then after that, the Rising Stars Challenge, a tournament of 4 teams. And in the first matchup, we'll see Colin Murray-Boyles on Team Carmelo going against Elijah Martin and Ron Harper Jr. on Team Austin Rivers. So, yeah, that should be fun. That's tonight. And then Saturday, three-point shootout featuring Norman Powell. Then the skills competition featuring Scotty. And then the dunk competition, which is ho-hum. And then Sunday, 2 p.m., the G League Up Next game, which will feature Elijah Martin on one team and AJ Lawson on another team. It's a 4-team tournament that'll be in the afternoon on Sunday, so catch that. And then the All-Star game with the 3 teams, which is so awkward and stupid. Scotty versus Darko in the first matchup, Team World versus Team Stars. And then Brandon's team will play the winner of that in the second game. And then they'll figure it all out after that. So yeah, it's a pretty goofy format, honestly. I mean, man, they could have done this better. They really could have done this better. I think when the NHL did USA versus the world, right? Didn't they make it, or was North America versus the world, wasn't it? It was like Canada and the US versus the world. It was very fair then. They had 2 teams and they had 2 rosters that had the same amount of people. I don't know, man. I hate this whole format. It's one of the stupidest things. And I get your reasoning for why you made 2 USA teams, Adam Silver, because you're saying that 75% of the league is American and only 25% is international. So it's, or like, I think it's less than that. I think it's actually 33% of the league is international, and it's like 67% is American. So you made it the split and the actual percentages of the players that are in the league. I get that. But you have to understand the players that get to the NBA from the world are the absolute best. And you don't have a whole bunch of scrubs at the end of benches that are Europeans in most cases. So there's a lot of players in the league just because it's the American league where America is and where it's placed. And the players that come from the other places, they're actually high level because they actually are the best of the best to come there. So you could make a straight up team versus team, but you're scared to. Maybe the percentages will get better over time, and maybe it'll be more 45 to 55, 55 American percent, 45% international. And maybe it'll make more sense to have just 2 teams of 12 versus each other. Because this format is stupid, man. I'm already telling you, man, this is going to be a dud. And you haven't even got it to happen yet. Anyway, that's my Friday freak out. Adam Silver, you keep tinkering with your product and you try and figure it out. I say a trick shot competition. It's my new idea right now. That's right. Neil's saying they can keep the 2 USA teams, just add Canadian team as the 4th challenger. So you want them to do 2 American teams, a world team, and a Canadian team and have a 4-team tournament. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we have enough good Canadians to do that. We might soon. I mean, with Mathurin and Shaden Sharp and different people coming up, I don't know, man. Like, who would that team be? That would be SGA, Jamal Murray, RJ Barrett, Dylan Brooks, maybe Zach Edey, Benedict. You know, some people would say Andrew Wiggins. You know, we could probably figure it out. That's an interesting idea, Neil. It's not a bad idea in some ways. I don't know. Canada's got to rise up as a superpower even more, though, to get that, I think. Maybe they do it by regions. Maybe they could do East US versus West US, and then they do Europe, and then they do the rest of the world. You know, maybe they could do that. Maybe there's enough European players in general to have a team that's just Europe, and then it's like Canada lumped with all of Asia, all of Africa, and Australia against Eastern USA versus Western USA versus Europe versus all the rest of the world. They might be able to do that. Still, they don't like it because the Americans are only getting half the All Stars. And once again, it's a perception war. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching the Raptor Freak stream this Friday Freak Out. I hope everybody has a fantastic All-Star Friday, and don't let Friday the 13th scare you. Woo! Tomorrow I'll be back with the Share the Love Club, sharing the love for somebody. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll be sharing the love for somebody who does something amazing tonight, like maybe Glorilla or maybe Semilu, or maybe I'll be sharing the love for Colin Murray-Boyles tomorrow because it's something he does. We'll have to see. We'll be a Share the Love Club in reaction to the Friday night events tonight. That's right. Barrett, SGA, Dort, Sharp, Brooks, Murray, etc. That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. Yeah. What's in the box? What's in the box? What do you mean? What's in the box? Classic card? Oh, yeah. I got to do classic card. That's right. Ha-ha. You guys are good. This is why I need you guys sometimes, as I forget. Okay. This is a goofy card. This is a really goofy card, guys. And we'll see if you guys can recognize this goofiness. Neil's saying, I really see Canada as American grow because they are on the American circuit throughout their youth. You see what? I don't understand that statement. That doesn't totally make sense. All right, here we go. Do you know who this is? Okay, it's too easy in some ways, but it's also stupid. Look at how goofy this is. This guy looks like an extra on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's right. He looks like he's showing up at Will Smith's house. Uncle Phil, this is my friend. Who's this guy? It's Greg Anthony. That's right. This is the father of Cole Anthony. That's Greg Anthony, looking very 90s, right? Right, looking straight from a 90s sitcom, right? Right. He looks like he hangs out with a cockroach, right? Wasn't that the friend of Theo or something like that on the Cosby Show? This is Greg Anthony. That's crazy. Look at his hairstyle too, man. That is so 90s, man. Wow. Wow, this is a weird classic card, man. Weird classic card today. Greg Anthony is the answer. You'll get 100 points for that, Reggie. That's right. Boys in the Hood hairstyle. That's right. Cuba Gooding Jr. right there. That's right. He's Miami Vicing it. I love it, man. I like making fun of Greg Anthony because he gave us Cole Anthony. It's just like, I don't, Cole Anthony's annoying. Greg Anthony was an interesting player. He's an interesting player. But yeah, it was Smooth that got the card. Okay, I want to make sure I get it right. Reggie, that's 2 days in a row, my guy. That's good stuff, man. I love it. Love it. Reggie getting the classic card 2 days in a row. Greg Anthony in civilian clothes. That's right. Great teeth. Yeah, let's get right on in on that right there. Look at that. I'm an NBA analyst. Hello, I'll talk to you about the NBA. And my son plays for the Magic. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't. All right. Y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Share the Love Club. We'll see who I'm sharing the Love Club for. Oh, we got to close the poll first. Let's see. The final result, 33. Oh, it switched right at the second. Now it's like even across three. You guys are saying Dame, Jamal, and Norman all have an even chance with a Concanipple vote in there also. So thanks for participating in our vote for our 3-point what we think is going to happen. All right, y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's go Raptors to LA and make a good showcase of our franchise and our country. You go Semilu. You go Jeremy Lin. Let's go Raptors. Let's go Colin Murray-Boyles, Elijah Martin, and Glorilla. Let's go Glorilla.